So right now we do not, and we'll have a little bit more of a firm timeline once the building assessments are complete, which we hope will happen in the coming days. Not only do we have our restoration company and associated electrical, specialists like engineers involved with that, right. But we also have to consult with Manitoba Hydro. So we'll have a better idea in the coming week or two around the extent of the damage.
I guess I've been reading in some media reports about this internal memo that's talking about months-long disruptions in some areas. Is there validity to that?
Well, we don't know for sure, right? And so we're yes. And in terms of planning, it's we know it's an extended period of time, which probably we don't know what that means. But once that analysis is done and we understand the extent of the damage, what can be repaired, what needs to be replaced, what is the lead time on the components that have to be replaced, then we'll have a better sense of what we're dealing with. But for right now, what we're focusing on is what can we do with the temporary loss of the hospital in terms of facilities in the surrounding areas, right. And also what can be done in Dauphin with what we have. So that's what our strong focus is right now.
So are we looking at possibly a phased approach, getting ED back online? Well, maybe chemo or dialysis is not yet ready to go, that sort of approach?
Absolutely. Like once we know, what parts of the building could we get energy to first, that will tell us the story of what we can put where. And start off as a priority. We absolutely will prioritize emergency department operations. With that, we have to have diagnostic services. So we have to have X-ray, which requires a lead-lined room and the appropriate equipment. And then we also need lab. And so we need to have all three of those things in place to get our emergency room operations in place. The other problem is that our HVAC system was damaged in the hospital, and so we need to understand again what can be fixed, what needs to be replaced, and then what is the timeline on that. How long is it going to take to get things fixed? What's the lead time on replacement parts? Because we need to ensure that the building is safe to occupy, and that air temperatures are reasonable, and also that the concern of mold and other contaminants are mitigated.
It's more integrated than most people realize, I guess.
Yeah, it sure is.
What specific departments were in the basement that were directly affected in terms of equipment and things?
Yeah, so the electrical system, of course.
Right.
The maintenance office and all the related supplies and equipment, our nutrition services, so our kitchen, food storage, all of that.
Laundry was down there?
Laundry was down there. Our OR equipment sterilizer was down there. Our pharmacy was down there. And medical files were down there. Wow. So, yeah, lots of work is going to need to be done to clean that up and to reestablish those services.
I guess none of the big ticket equipment like imaging equipment was lost.
No, we didn't have any loss to anything on the main floor and up. So I think that would just be an important part for you in your writing, just to say that there's no damage to our actual equipment and those things. Now, I will say we had to make sure that we had cooling provided to our MRI so that it remains in good working order. So that has been done. And we don't know the impact of some of that equipment with the sudden power outage, right? We weren't able to close things off in safe mode, before the power went out. It just was sudden. So we don't know that impact yet. But there was no water damage to any other vital equipment other than the main, operations of the building, of course, HVAC and electrical.
Right. Anything I'm missing? Anything you wanted to add in all of this?
No, I really want to thank our staff and physicians for all the excellent work that they provided. And and they're relying on us to provide support as we move through this, and I just very much appreciate that. Staff have been willing to work in other communities nearby, and I just can't thank them enough for that.
Perfect. How have you been doing? You getting some rest?
Once in a while I get a little rest.
I hope somebody's checking in on you too.
Yeah, thank you. It is challenging times for everybody. Lots of people were meant to be on vacation during this time and things like that. And, the summer is kind of when we usually plan to take some well-deserved rest in the system, and people aren't allowed that time right now, which is very challenging. So we are, you can add that we are ensuring that people have access to wellness resources and psychological supports along this journey.
Perfect. Thanks a lot for getting back to me.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.